Hey everybody, it's Diandra Marie, and I am in Newark, New Jersey at Short Stay Studio with my fellow creative, Kaishon. How are you?
Hello, how art thou? I am here.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So I'm kind of going to call this like imposter syndrome just because this is something that I've been dealing with. And what I want to do is sit down with other creatives who are doing their thing, who are inspiring me to continue doing my thing as a creative. And so I'm glad that you were able to sit down with me. But just tell the people who are unfamiliar with you who you are.
Well, my name is Kaishon Way. I'm a creative entrepreneur, formerly all the way through and through, from being a physical creator, as in painting, designing, digital design work, as well as putting together spaces for other creatives and thinking of creative ways to be entrepreneurial. All across the board, that is my thing.
Yeah, and I love that. And I know we honestly met a couple of weeks ago in this same space. Shout out to our homie Fresco, who was doing a pop up photo shoot. What are some things that keep you going as a creative, right? Like you do a lot of different types of art. And like you said, you're using this space to make a creative space and have creative events. So what's your process like in just staying motivated as an artist?
One thing that keeps me going is the fact that I like to make things happen. We all have, as creators, we all have random big ideas and we write it down and we constantly look at those things we write down. It's like, that hasn't happened yet. And why? And I get sad. And I'll just say the list got longer and longer. And at one point I was like, all right, I just need to do something. So I just picked one thing, whatever it was. I don't remember exactly what that one thing was, but picked it and just kind of started going down the line like that. And I look at that as a regular consistency. Consistency is the biggest motivator in my eyes. Once you do it, it's done. And that's it. And you move on to the next. You keep that going. That momentum adds up. And there you go. Your whole train, you're just going down and it's still going.
I love that. I know one thing that has been harder on my end, and I receive what you said because I have been at, hey, let's check off the boxes, let's be consistent. But I found there have been like setbacks in disappointment and certain things not coming out the way you thought, or certain work or events not being received the way you thought they would. You have this big idea, but then it's like, oh, maybe y'all don't see that same vision.
Yeah.
So how do you manage through the hurdles, the setbacks, and the disappointment?
I'd say it's been outside experiences that has altered my reaction to disappointment. So on one end, I previously worked in the corporate space for a little bit, and that was a first. I'm typically, in the blue collar spaces where a lot of more labor work. And in this white collar space, I saw that it doesn't really matter how good you are.
He's like, that 2-time work 2 times is hard. That don't really count.
For, many people, incompetence does get promoted. And you know what? I'm like, whatever works for you, you got it. Now, I don't plan on being incompetent, but I see that as, let me not put so much pressure on myself. As well as, is it perfect or is it done? Because we know you're never going to be perfect, but you can always be done. And that's the motto I do my best to stick to whenever I'm working on a project. And I'm like, if I could just have this, or if I could just do that, I'm like, just finish it. Just finish it. And then you show it. And then there's always going to be someone who's like, oh my God, what is that? And you might sit there and be like, what do you mean? It's like, you like it? Yeah. Oh, great. And, then you can move on to the next. The second part of that, not sure how you feel, but mushrooms have been a big
trips are great.
Magical mushrooms have been a bit of a help. Not that it was like a go-to or anything, but the experiences that I've had have been very pleasant. And the thing about mushrooms, it puts you in a place where you care about everything, you care about nothing, you want nothing, but you want everything. Gotcha. It's very strange, but it's just such a centering feeling where I just recognize that going to be continuing my journey no matter what. So whether something reactionary happens that's good or bad, as long as it's, not killing me, I'm literally still here. So there's nothing really to worry about. Now, this isn't like I didn't quickly get here.
Right.
This
took a few trips of this.
No. I mean, yeah, it was a lot of self doubt, a lot of sad staring into the ceiling. What do they call it? Analyzation, overload.
Yeah.
Lots of that. But eventually I got there, and when you meet people who are also doing their thing, like, we're doing this, and this is just another reminder of like, oh, this can be done. And look at it, it's happening.
Yes, and I appreciate this because it goes back to your first point of like, is it perfect or is it done? And I think I was getting so in my head about being perfect that I was just storing up all my ideas and wasn't doing a thing. So I do appreciate you sitting down with me. One last thing is that you said you're always going to be creating, right? So what is that motivator? What is that why where it's like, oh no, I'm going to be doing this forever and I know this is why?
That's actually still in production. I will say, as a creator of many sorts, I do get a little crosshaired on what am I doing at any given time. So, today we're working on a video. Tomorrow, I'm like, how do I make this furniture piece? The next day is this a good website? Jack of all trades within the creative space. I'm still finding my straight and narrow, but it's been a little windy. I'm not upset at it. I'm just recognizing the different spaces that I'm going into, and the motivating factors. Let's just make sure I'm staying in a creative mode. Let's not get sidewinded and be like, well, I guess I could go be a accountant. Just because I'm capable of sitting at a desk doesn't mean it's meant for me. Just because you could doesn't mean you should. Yes. That's the real tea. Literally that. Just taking little steps into the little things that I like and fine tuning until it all comes together instead of just one. But not forcing anything, just letting it be and enjoying myself as much as I can. I received that. Thank you so much for helping me combat my imposter syndrome. I hope you can look back at this video, on a down day and be like, "Oh, this helped me combat my own imposter syndrome." So thank you so much, Kaishon. How can people stay in touch with you? How can people, book events here at Short Stay Studio? Let us know. Yeah. So Short Stay Studio is a small venue, private space for intimate events, photo shoots, video shoots, podcasts, whatever you have in mind. Come, let's make something happen. That can be found on Instagram, Short Stay Studio. You type it in, you'll find it. You can follow me at Kaishon _. That's Kaishon. It's not Keyshawn, not Kushon. It's K, Sean. Get it right. Right. Not Kaishon. Not that either. It's definitely not that. Find me on Instagram. I'm here. I'm fun. I like to talk to people. Whatever you got in mind, let's make things happen. Let's make things happen. So if you're combating your imposter syndrome, just remember, do what Kaishon says, just make things happen. It doesn't have to be or do drugs, but just remember it doesn't have to be perfect. Thanks, guys.